YouTube, what is up? Welcome to another episode of Song of the Week. My name's Jess from Wpgm Music, and today I'm talking to a band. No, it's not really a band, it's a solo artist. His name is Walkney, and the title of his song is so beautiful. I mean, it's not literally so beautiful, but the title is Lucia, and it's so freaking beautiful. Okay, I can't wait to ask him who inspired that song and why he's so freaking unknown, because he's freaking amazing and no one freaking knows him. But we're gonna change that now. Let's go.
What's up, everyone? I'm Walkney, and I'm gonna be talking to your friend Jazz here, and I'm all the way from the United States of America.
So where exactly? Is it Chicago where you're from, or is it just where you...
So I grew up in a small town outside of Pittsburgh. It's called Altoona, Pennsylvania. It's like right in the middle of Pennsylvania. It's in the middle of the woods, but I'm actually here on a little trip doing some videos and recording in Chicago.
Oh, awesome. So you're recording new music videos, or what is it?
Yeah, we're doing some music video stuff. We're recording a bunch of acoustic stuff, which is something that I haven't done yet for Walkney, which I'm very excited about. And we're just getting ready for this year. It seems like it's going to be pretty busy. Just kind of doing a lot of planning and just preparation for 2019, for the worldwide takeover.
All right. So tell me about your band. When did you start playing in a band? How did it work?
Oh, wow. So I started playing music in a band when I was about 14. I had a pop-punk band called The Big Time, and we just played a bunch of like church hall shows and things like that, and we went off and we toured all over the place. And then when I was about 20, I started Walkney, and Walkney is actually my solo project. It's my first ever project where I've done all the creative stuff, all of the writing, all of the just had the full creative control. So that started in about 2016, and we kicked that off with a hometown show in the home city of Altoona, and we brought like over 1,000 people. It was this really cool event where we involved a bunch of different people from the community. We had backup dancers, we had live strings and backup singers and all this stuff. And then we went on tour in the US and Canada, and then there was about a year and a half period of time where I spent kind of soul searching, trying to figure out what I wanted Walkney to be. So I spent a lot of time recording, and there was one night that I was doing this job where I was doing music therapy with dementia patients, and I felt at that time in my life I kind of felt a little bit lost, and I was a little unsure as to what I was going to do with my music and what Walkney was really supposed to be. And working with those old ladies kind of made me realize what music was all about all over again. These ladies couldn't even remember the names of their own kids, but they could remember Frank Sinatra. So it kind of like turned this light on me that was like, wow, music is not something that you do to be cool, and it's really something that you can affect people forever with. And so yeah, I started messing around with more of like the bluesy side of my voice, and started messing around with a little bit of jazz and things like that, because one of the tenants, her son, had this 8-piece blues band and asked me to come out to this open mic night with them. So I went out, and I expected to play acoustically by myself, but the band stayed up there, and they asked me to like what key the song was in, and they just ripped with me. It was like it was upright bass, keys, a viola, baritone and tenor saxophone, drummer, and another guitar player, and that kind of made me want to go a bit more in the direction of the blues and soul and jazz elements of what I'm capable of. So it's been kind of an exploration. I released an EP in about October called Oh No, which was the first thing that I ever went into the studio completely by myself to make. It took me about 8 months to pick all the songs and record all the songs that I wanted to put out. But yeah, it's called Oh No. It's got a little bit, like I said, it's got a little bit of blues, a little bit of soul, a little bit of jazz, a little bit of rock and roll. So it turned out to be a really cool thing, and now I'm just experimenting even more and trying to explore the world of music a bit more.
That sounds so dope! So about your song, Lucia Rose, where does that fit in? Like, tell me about it.
Okay, so Lucia Rose was a song that I started writing the guitar part for it like 3 years ago, and I had a voice memo of it on my phone. It was called like Garage Pop or something like that. And one day I was sitting at my home back in Altoona, and I like to write with my acoustic guitar. That is usually how I like to write songs. And I was on a roll that day. It was the second song that I made, and to me it was like a bit more pop than I had anticipated I would be writing. And once I started showing people that song, like producers and friends and stuff were like, this is it. But that song is kind of, it's a song about lost love, about misconnections. Like there's this girl at one point in my life where I totally fell for her, and I asked her to be my girlfriend, and she was like, no, because you're always leaving. You're a musician on the road, and it just broke my heart. So it came out kind of by accident. That was one I like to think that the songs that take the least amount of time to write are usually the best ones. That one only took me like 30 minutes to finish. So it kind of just fell out of me. Sometimes I feel like it's not even me writing the songs.
That's so cool. Was her name actually Lucia Rose, or is it just like, you know? You don't have to tell me her real name if it's not her real name.
It might be. It might not be.
Ooh, exciting.
I don't want to give too much away. Leave it up to the listeners.
Name, though.
Yeah, I thought it was it's a name that I thought really captured the beauty of this woman. So, if that answers your question.
How long ago was that?
It's been about 2 years. Honestly, almost 2 years.
And you still, oh my God, you're still feeling it.
I do. I've seen her a few times, you know, and it's always hard. But Lucia Rose it's not necessarily, the reason I picked the name Lucia Rose is because it's not necessarily just about one girl. It's a song about how all my relationships fail because of my dreams. Like, about how I'm always leaving. I'm always going off somewhere.
But
and
see,
that makes it really hard.
If no one broke your heart, you wouldn't be able to write those songs, so it all makes sense.
This is true. I used to get really sad, and now I just embrace the sadness and channel it.
That's so edgy. Embrace the sadness.
You have to. Life is about balance. You can't always be happy.
Yeah. No, that's true. That's true. What about the music video? It's so simple and so beautiful.
Well, thank you. Yeah, it was a very simple music video. My friend, his name's Full. He shoots a lot of music videos for a lot of hip-hop artists, and I actually, about 3 years ago, I met him on an airplane, and he was just starting out. He was sitting behind me, and he asked me, he's like, hey, do you like trap music? And I was like, yeah, I like ASAP, and I like a few different artists. And so we just started talking, and he was like, man, like, if you do rock music, I've never done a rock video, or I've never done a music video for a rock person. So we talked for like 2.5 years, and then when I was down in Atlanta in September, he had an open day, and he was like, hey, you're here, let's get together and make something. Well, that day the model bailed, so then I was like, hey, why don't we just I'm going out to Los Angeles in 3 days, why don't you just come out to Beverly Hills with me? And so we did that. We had an Airbnb, and we called my friend Deja, who's a model from my hometown, and had her come out. We wanted to kind of just do something simple that showed people what I looked like, really, more so than anything, because I hadn't released a music video or anything that had my face in it for almost 3 years.
Wow.
So we really just kind of wanted to show the heartbreak, you know. I tried to do my best acting job, but yeah, it was exciting to make. Thank you. It was a very exciting video to make because we were just in the California sunshine, and what better place to be?
Yeah.
Honestly.
Exactly. So tell us about your future plans. Like, are you producing at the moment? What can we expect?
Well, I would say definitely expect some soft songs. That's what I'm calling it. I'm working on a bunch of acoustic stripped back stuff, but we're going to record a couple singles in Atlanta in the end of February. Future plans. I got a lot of plans. I have lots of plans and lots of goals. I mean, the game plan right now is I'm here in Chicago until my manager Brian kicks me out, and then I'm gonna be going to Los Angeles for like 8 days to play a show. This place called Molly Malone's. It's in West Hollywood, which will be my first ever full band performance in Los Angeles, which I'm super excited about. And just doing a bunch of studio sessions and songwriting around that, some video shoots, live sessions, things like that. And then back in Pennsylvania, we're doing a hometown show in Pennsylvania, and then we're flying down to Atlanta to do 3 singles with these awesome producers named Zach Odom and Kenneth Mount. They've recorded a lot of the bands, like they worked with like All Time Low and like Mayday Parade and a lot of like those old like Warped Tour scene bands and stuff.
Oh, I used to love them when I was like 13 and like in my emo phase, you know.
Oh man, I still love them, but like those songs, like I was in that phase too. Like that was how I started with music. Like that's how I really got started. It was like I remember like being in like 5th grade and going to local shows at this church called Jaggard United Methodist Church in my hometown, and it would be like all these bands like Sing It Loud and like Every Avenue and stuff would come, and I just like maybe they started coming a little bit after that, but I was just a kid that went to go skateboarding. And then I just fell in love with the scene.
Yeah.
And so they've recorded a bunch of like awesome artists and worked with a bunch of people. The coolest thing I think about them is that they've worked with like Whitney Houston and like Jamie Foxx.
Wow.
Which is like wild to me. So we're doing 3 singles with them, and then we're going to Nashville for a week to do another show, do a bunch of writing sessions and stuff, and then fingers crossed for South by Southwest in Austin, Texas.
Yeah.
And after that's New York City. So for the next like 3 months, I'm going to be in the studio and be in all different parts of the U.S., but one of my goals is to get over to the UK and Europe by the end of this year, for sure.
Yeah.
It's always been a dream of mine. I've toured Canada, and I've been to 47 of the United States, but I've never been overseas. So I'm honestly I'm sick of this place. I'm ready to go see the rest of the world.
It's time.
I know, like you're coming here, and I'm trying to get over there.
Yeah. It's always like that. You always want what you don't have.
This is true. That's human beings, I think. That's what Lucia Rose is about.
Yeah. Let's hear the song.
You want to hear it? All right. So what's up? Yeah, I'm Walkney, and this is Lucia Rose. It goes like this. When did we go wrong? When it gets so beat? Oh, tell me, I don't know. No, I don't know. I just need a little time. I just need a little sleep. Why don't we both go home? Let's both go home. Lucia Rose, tell me, why did we let go? Lucia Rose, we lost it in the ebb and flow. I admit that I was wrong, I admit that I was weak. Oh darling, I just didn't have the balls to speak up. I just knew I had to leave, oh. And I just didn't have the time. No, I just didn't want the grief. I just couldn't be all night and shining, almost standing in the street. Lucia Rose, tell me, why did we let go? Lucia Rose, we lost it in the ebb and flow. Lucia Rose, tell me, why did we let go? Lucia Rose, we lost it in the ebb and flow. I know I ran away, I just didn't know what to do. And since I got in that car, I can't stop thinking of you. The busy city streets, tangled up beneath the sheets. Oh,